Do you know where Baby Shark lives? Carnivore Cove, Peppa Town, or Brisbane? Baby Shark lives in Carnivore Cove. Do you know where Bluey lives? Carnivore Cove, Peppa Town, or Brisbane? Bluey lives in Brisbane. Do you know where William lives? Carnivore Cove, Peppa Town, or Brisbane? William lives in Carnivore Cove. Do you know where Peppa Pig lives? Carnivore Cove, Peppa Town, or Brisbane? Peppa Pig lives in Peppa Town. Do you know where Susie Sheep lives? Carnivore Cove, Peppa Town, or Brisbane? Susie Sheep lives in Peppa Town. Where does Floppy belong? Carnivore Cove, Peppa Town, or Brisbane? Floppy belongs in Brisbane. Where does Mason live? Carnivore Cove, Peppa Town, or Brisbane? Mason lives in Carnivore Cove. Do you know where Muffin lives? Carnivore Cove, Peppa Town, or Brisbane? Muffin lives in Brisbane. Do you know where Rebecca Rabbit lives? Carnivore Cove, Peppa Town, or Brisbane? Rebecca Rabbit lives in Peppa Town. Where should this gnome be? Carnivore Cove, Peppa Town, or Brisbane? The gnome should be in Brisbane. Do you know where Chucks lives? Carnivore Cove, Peppa Town, or Brisbane? Chucks lives in Carnivore Cove. Do you know where Goldie lives? Carnivore Cove, Peppa Town, or Brisbane? Goldie lives in Carnivore Cove. Do you know where Georgie Pig lives? Carnivore Cove, Peppa Town, or Brisbane? Georgie Pig lives in Peppa Town. Where does Chloe live? Carnivore Cove, Peppa Town, or Brisbane? Chloe lives in Brisbane. Where does this spotty ball belong? Carnivore Cove, Peppa Town, or Brisbane? The spotty ball belongs in Peppa Town. Where should Polly Parrot be? Carnivore Cove, Peppa Town, or Brisbane? Polly Parrot should be in Peppa Town. Where does Mayor Anchovy live? Carnivore Cove, Peppa Town, or Brisbane? Mayor Anchovy lives in Carnivore Cove. Do you know where Chattermax belongs? Carnivore Cove, Peppa Town, or Brisbane? Chattermax belongs in Brisbane. Do you know where Vola lives? Carnivore Cove, Peppa Town, or Brisbane? Vola lives in Carnivore Cove. Where does Mrs. Duck live? Carnivore Cove, Peppa Town, or Brisbane? Mrs. Duck lives in Peppa Town. Do you know where Bingo lives? Carnivore Cove, Peppa Town, or Brisbane? Bingo lives in Brisbane.